Hi everyone, you're on the Puritas Springs YouTube channel. I'm Ernie Zore and I'm here with my friend Larry Housel, and we're coming to you on behalf of Puritas Springs Software to demonstrate the new release of Ohio adoption forms, which you happen to see on your screen right now.
That's right, Ernie. We're going to show everybody how the new ribbon interface works and how it simplifies workflow, makes everything more accessible, right? Very similar to Word. If you've used Word, you're familiar with this kind of setup, this more modern ribbon setup that software uses now. Menu items are just a lot easier to access, and the best part is the extra room that we've created for the forms themselves. Because we moved everything up into the menu, now we have more room to do the work, and that's where the rubber meets the road in our software, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's dive in. First is the Home tab, which is what we're looking at right now, and it serves as your central hub. You'll notice there are links to the accounting worksheet. Where are they? Yeah, I see that in the miscellaneous section there, which is where you put where you input financial information related to the adoption. And there's also a section to the far right. It's the help section. It has different resources that will help you out, including this video.
That's right. So, and you will see some overlap, right? So some of the stuff in the Home tab and the File ribbon are the same.
Well, hold on, Larry. I'm gonna bring up that File ribbon so you can take a look at it. I think.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there it is right now.
You know,
it
on
happened.
File and brought it up.
Yeah, it happened so fast I didn't even realize it. Okay.
So if you click on Home, that takes it back, and they both have some of the similar functions, right? Open, save as.
Right. I think what you were saying is,
yeah.
Go ahead.
My favorite part is on the under. This is under File, and that is the recent files there, right?
Right there. Yeah.
So anything you've worked on is going to be listed there. I think that's really handy. That's really slick.
Very much so. Okay, what's next? Well, the next is the display ribbon, and that's where things start to get interesting because it breaks down menu down that you saw in the Home ribbon into sections. And where are those sections? Let's go display ribbon. There we go. And the sections that we're talking about is here's 18.0 section, the 19 section, and the miscellaneous section.
So you've got the general worksheet there represented as well. That's on the left side?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, the general information.
So you have access to everything, right?
Right.
All right, well, let's open a file. Let's see it in action.
All right, well, yeah, I'm going to go and open. I'll go in the File menu to do this, and I'll click on the Open button, and I'll go and get the sample file. There we go.
All right. So we got the general information worksheet up. And that's the brains of the outfit, is it not, as they say?
Yes, that's right. that's hey, you're quoting the Three Stooges when you say the brains of the outfit. But yeah, you'll enter the common details like names and dates and that information that automatically pops up in other forms. For example, the petitioner's name. Now you figure that's going to show up at least once in every form. Ohio adoption forms is designed to transfer that name to all of those places, along with, I don't know, 50, 100 other pieces of information that you see here on the general information worksheet.
It's such a simple feature, but it's one of the most useful. Because by filling out this sheet, you're automatically filling out a lot of other areas in the forms that are required for whatever you might be doing. So let's look at the petition to adopt. Let's look at one of the forms. Let's navigate away from the general information.
Petition to adopt. Petition for adoption.
Page 1. All right, so a lot of that, again, already filled out. That's the different colors we're looking at there, huh?
Right, the amber colored or the yellowish or the tannish colored fields, those are indicating that they're read-only. You don't type anything there. The program gets that information, and as you can see, it's getting it from the general information worksheet, and it's putting everything in the right place.
And I see the cursor is already blinking in the first field that you can make a change to.
Any field that's white, like the duration of residence, let's say we wanted to change that to 10 years. You just type it in there and press tab or enter, and away you go.
And so the the other fields, the yellow fields, if you want to change those, like you said, you can't do it here, but you could go back to the general information worksheet, and any change you make there is going to populate in this form and any other form if that same field is used again.
Right, and you'll notice that when you press Tab and Shift Tab, that takes you through the fields, and it skips all the fields that you can't enter anyway. Like right now, I'll hold Shift down, I'll hit Tab, bang, it skipped married and the marital status and the date and place of marriage, and went right back to the duration of residence. And if I press Tab, it'll go right back to the next one. If I press Tab again, it'll skip along to the next white field.
So that's the two main type of fields that are on this page, but you will see some pages with blue fields, right? We should talk about those.
That's right, and I'm going to use the next page because this petition for adoption of minor is actually a 3-page form. We are on page 1, and I think those blue fields, if I go to the next page, yep, there they are. The blue fields. That's them right there.
And so the software is assuming you want this, but if you want to put something else in there, you can change it.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of like a best guess.
Yeah, you know what? 9 out of 10 times it's gonna have the right thing in there, and you're not gonna want to change it. But if you do want to change it, you can.
And that's Ernie AI that made that guess as to what should go in there. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And if you wanted to change it, like let's say you wanted to change it to put a middle initial in there, what you would do that in the general information worksheet. But just to give you a peek of how override works, these blue fields, you can override them. If you don't like what's in there, I can click on override. No, you know what? You have to be in that field. Now I can click on override. And you notice it turns red to let me know that I'm doing that. And I'm going to that middle name is Aloysius. And so, and there you go. And if I needed at some point to cancel it or whatever, I can just go back to that field and click on the cancel override button. It changes back to what it was.
And that doesn't affect any other fields, right? That's you change that there just in that field. It doesn't populate anywhere else.
That's right.
Just to go back to how you got to this form, you used the next and the prior arrows. You can also use the drop downs, right? You can kind of navigate by looking at the what's available from the drop down menu. You mentioned the pages, there they are.
You're right. Yeah, there they are. You can go to Form 18.0 and see that if I wanted to jump to page 3 without tabbing through to 1 and 2, I could just do that.
Very nice. And so if you recall at the beginning, we were talking about how there's more room now because we used to have to list all those pages, all those forms on the left side of the screen.
Right.
And now they've all been moved up into the ribbon interface.
You're right. There was a tree view window that would let you jump to every page, and it was very handy. The problem is it took up like maybe a quarter of the screen width, and most users, myself included, would prefer to have the extra room on the screen as opposed to the convenience of having the tree view.
Yeah, because you're mostly working on the screen. You're not doing anything over on the other side.
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but let's take a look at the accounting worksheet. I'm going to go. We're already on the display menu. I'll just hit the worksheet button there, and there it is. This is for tracking expenses related to the adoption, like court costs, legal fees, and travel expenses. And I thought we were in the sample. I thought the sample already had some filled out.
I thought it did too.
Okay. Well, at any rate, it's good that we would add a couple in there. So I'll put in Putnam County Common Pleas Court, 1234 Main Street. I don't think there is such a place as Putnam, Ohio. I know there's a Putnam County, but I don't think there's a Putnam, Ohio. I may be wrong. We'll put court costs. Whoops, that's a lot of court costs.
As soon as I figure out how to spell that name, I'm going to start using it as an example a lot.
You know why I thought of it is because I was reading, about 18 volumes of, what's the name? Pendergast is the federal agent. Written by, my
sounds familiar.
And I can't remember the authors. Gee whiz, they are big. Two guys, Preston and Childs, maybe, or something. But yeah, his name, the
The character's name was
The character's
Aloysius?
name was Aloysius, yep. All right, and well, anyway, hey, that's the point of it. We wanted to show how to put an entry in, and we've just done that.
Nice. Very clean, straightforward.
And I want to add another one, I would just click on Add. And
I noticed you put a check or X in actual cost.
right, and that's because that you could have an actual cost, which is exactly what it says. It's something like an out-of-pocket expense. But maybe you could also be pledged to pay something, like perhaps you signed an attorney fee contract that calls for a payment in the future.
You can put it in here.
Yeah, you wouldn't check actual cost because it was a legitimate expense, but it wasn't an actual cost. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, before we go, let's not skip over the help part, the help ribbon.
The help ribbon. Okay, let me close Worksheet. And you know what? Maybe real quickly, Larry, I'm going to show let's see if that information went anywhere. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
There it is, 350
Where?
at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, 350. Oh, okay. You know what? It's on the page break. Murphy's Law at work here. Must have knew we were doing this as a demonstration, so...
All right, so let's go to the help menu then.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was the main item there. Okay. And we have a tutorial, which may be this video. There are other YouTube videos. Program.
So you'll be able to get right into the YouTube videos about it there. Probably, like you said, this video.
There's a manual.
Nice.
And there's also... Oh, my favorite, yeah, the AI assistant.
Don't skip over that, right?
No.
Okay, so the AI assistant is like your go-to for answering questions about not only Ohio adoptions, but also this specific software. We built this GPT on ChatGPT a while back, and we've been updating it and positioning it to do exactly what it does now, which is answer questions about how to use the software and how to properly petition for adoption. So if you click on it from the help menu, it should bring you right into it.
I'm going to go to the help menu. Oh, I already was on the help menu. And I'm going to click on AI Assistant.
And so I kind of buried the lead, but what's important to note is now anybody can use this. It used to be you had to have a ChatGPT account, but now it's free, so you click on it, it should bring you to a page just like this, and
cool.
You can ask it questions about adoption and about the software.
Well, let's try it out with a question.
All right, sounds good.
I'll make one up right now.
Click on the
I gotta click on
little talking thing, then
there
we'll
we go.
just have a conversation with
All right, here we go. Biological father is a drunkard and hasn't contacted the child in more than 5 years. He also hasn't paid any child support. Is this person entitled to note, or must the consent be required from this person?
It's thinking.
Under Ohio law, the consent of a parent is not required for an adoption if the parent has failed without justifiable cause to provide maintenance and support or communicate with the child for at least 1 year immediately preceding the filing of the adoption petition. RC. It is 7A. In this case,
Pretty slick, right? So it'll continue to just talk, and you can stop it and ask it other questions and basically have a conversation with it about the software.
the father's failure to pay child support.
Wow, it's amazing. I apologize for I stumbled through a question. I should have had something prepared, but still, it was a decent question in substance anyway.
Yeah, it figured it out, didn't it?
Yeah, and she's going on and explaining everything about it.
So if you stop it,
I will stop it.
Stop, because I want to ask it a question too, just to demo.
Is that?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay, yeah, I think that was how you stop it.
And then start it up one more time. And I'll ask it about the general information worksheet, right?
Good to go.
So what is the purpose of the general information worksheet?
The General Information Worksheet included in the Ohio Adoption Forms software serves as a foundational tool to gather common, repetitive details about the parties involved in the adoption.
See, so basically exactly what we were saying earlier, it's repeating back to you. So it's almost like having your own personal Ernie and Larry that you can just rap with about, whatever your adoption heart desires.
And that's a good thing.
I can't
Because
imagine a
everybody
better
would
one.
want their own personal Ernie and Larry. Gosh.
Yeah, like, that's why they're here watching the video right now, I assume. Well, I think that's all we got, right? We can thank everyone for watching us and joining in our conversation, and hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can catch our next video.
Because remember, every time you press that like button, Larry and I get paid for each click.
Well, that's not actually true.
No, I made that up. We don't get paid for anything like that. I don't.
Well, we do like the feedback, though, and what we like more than anything is, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. If you have any experience with the software you want to talk about or with adoption in general, we'd love to hear from you.
Yep. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.